Welcome to Don't Everybody Leave. Say howdy to Mac King.
Howdy, I am Mac King, and welcome to Don't Everybody Leave. I'm excited. I've got maybe my favorite guest that we've ever had here. And I don't think it's a coincidence that we only have three of us.
Don't blame me, I showed up. It's like punishing your audience when your audience is small.
So Jacob Jax, Jason England, I'm Mac King. Clint Holmes is coming out here in a minute. And we're starting, as we do every show, with who died since we were last together. And so I said, you asked me before, do you have anybody? And I said, yeah, the obvious one. And you weren't sure who that would be.
I'm nervous.
Do you have a guess?
I'm guessing you're going to say the actor that played Dean Martin in Back to School.
That is correct.
For, right?
You know who that is?
No.
Yes, you do.
No.
Ned Beatty Jr.
Oh, fuck.
Are you going to cry because Ned Beatty
Ned
died?
Beatty from Superman?
Yeah,
Otis
Ned Beatty
died.
from Superman.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he died a couple
This
days
show
ago.
sucks, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well.
He was
Clint
like
Holmes-
100, but...
Yeah. No, I don't
in his
remember.
80s.
Yeah.
In his 80s, he grew up in Louisville, Kentucky.
I didn't know that either.
And so let's see. So Superman, obviously Deliverance. That was his first movie.
Yeah. The most famous line from that movie is said to him. He
All the
doesn't say
time.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it was shouted at him the rest of
Shouted at him mostly by men. He said, squeal like a pig.
Oh, that movie is, that's a happy, fun movie if you haven't seen it. Make sure to watch Deliverance. That's so sad.
Have you read it? It's an amazing book,
No, I
actually.
haven't.
It's really, amazing read, too. And Ned Beatty.
He was Otis, Lex Luthor's henchman in Superman the movie.
Have you seen Superman?
See, our guest, who is off camera, doesn't know the context of that joke. I've seen Superman the movie over 100 times. Yeah.
Right?
I heard that some kids went outside, but I...
You, on the other hand, did
Loved
not
that
go
movie. I watched
outside.
it once a week
I
as a
just
kid.
noticed this.
Yeah.
This not to interrupt your going outside stories, but when there are six of us, I have a lot more time to drink.
Yeah. Would you want me? I can do some of the dialogue from Superman if you'd like. No,
Wait. So what is what's his Otis, right?
Yeah.
And what does he say?
his best moment, right? So the plot of Superman the movie is so convoluted. At least Lex Luthor's evil plot. His evil plot is to steal nuclear missiles, shoot them into the San Andreas Fault, so that California sinks and that all of the desert that he's purchased becomes expensive beachfront property.
Right.
That's his plan. And when he's showing the map of, here's what we're going to have, I'm going to name all these things after myself, and this is going to be Otisburg, and Nate Biddy has gone over when no one's looking and written that he's going to have a little area called Otisburg.
Oh.
It's a little bitty place.
Yeah, little bitty place called Otisburg. But he's just, he's a kind of a delightful comic foil bumbling idiot in that film. I heard he was a lovely guy as well.
And a stage actor initially. I mean, I think at least Tony nominated, but probably Tony Award winner. Really accomplished, and he would make fun of. I mean, I read an interview where he made fun of movie actors who came to Broadway and weren't ready for that.
Yeah, this is real. You got to get it right now. Get it right now.
Get it right now,
Yeah.
and you're not just doing what the director tells you to do. You have to bring something to it yourself, and so.
Yeah, the people that I have talked to that met him were like me, crazed Superman fans, and said that he was perfectly happy to stop on the street and chat about Superman with strangers, which I think is delightful. So sad I missed the chance to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was more delighted to chat with you about Superman than I am.
Which is less than zero. I have a couple other things I do want to talk about before we get to the guest.
All right. Do you have was there somebody else that you thought we should talk about who's dead?
No, but he only died like
A couple days ago.
a couple days ago. So I didn't know if he was. You said obvious choice. He's obvious in that he's a big enough name, but I didn't know if there was someone prior to him
Right.
since the last show that was more obvious. But
At the time of this recording, he's freshly dead.
that's right.
Barely stiff.
Yeah.
What else you want to talk about?
Well, I have some memorabilia to put up, and I want to plug my show.
Oh yeah, we should.
What order do you want to do that in?
Let's see. Let's get the plug in early before people turn off.
Okay, yeah, before everyone leaves, hence the name of the show. We're back to doing shows, and I'm going on tour with an old school circus under a tent called 20th Century Circus. We're doing a little mini tour of the East Coast. We're doing West Virginia and
You're
Ohio.
doing Boston and Framingham.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you go to 20thcenturycircus.com. There's a link to tickets there. We're doing the weekend of 4th of July through the end of July in West Virginia and Ohio, and it's like acrobats, contortionists. I'm doing a magic act.
Oh, it sounds like a circus.
Yeah, it's a circus, but like under a tent, one ring, no seat is a bad seat. 400 people can fit in there. Intimate. It's like the stuff I used to go to in the small town I lived in when I was a kid. So it's really a blast.
Now, have you been with these people before?
I have.
Yeah, I thought you had. Yeah.
This one specifically, this run is 20th Century Circus, so it's supposed to have the aesthetic of the way circuses were in the 1920s. So the nice thing, they hired me, I think, because I dressed that way anyway. They're like, do you have any ties and newsboy caps you could wear? I'm like, that's all I have. So yeah, I'll put a link here to buy tickets. It'd be cool if people that watch this show came out to see it. I'm out doing close-up throughout the audience before the show starts. And
Like David Blaine.
Yeah, one of the only ways in which I'm like David Blaine. I don't look like him or have his money.
Yeah. Have we talked about it on the show?
Maybe. Go ahead and
Because,
say
I mean,
it.
it's unbelievable to me. I mean, when I went and saw David Blaine live, it was one of the great magic shows I've ever seen. And before the show, he was up in the balcony doing card tricks for people in the balcony. Just close-up card tricks, one-on-one.
Because they're in the cheap seats.
Because they're in the cheap seats.
Yep.
And
Super classy move.
it is a super.
Yeah,
Those people
super classy
get
move.
an experience that no one else that came to that show
Yep.
gets, even though they're in the seats that are considered
Even though
the least.
even though they paid the
Yeah.
least.
And the difference between him doing it and me doing it is hopefully when I do it, they like the tricks. But when I come out to start doing that, they're not excited at that point.
Right, they're not going,
Yeah. Oh my God, it's him. Who is that? Why is he walking over this
Yeah.
way?
So I saw something online the other day that's very similar to this. I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw somewhere that Billy Joel doesn't sell out his front row seats. That what he does is he gives his crew members those tickets and has them walk to the worst seats in the house and pull those people out of the worst seats and march them down there to the front row. So don't know if that's true or not, but if it is true, that's another classy move, for someone that, because the guy in the very back of the house, that's a fan. The person sitting in the front row just had $1,500 to burn,
Yeah.
So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. Whether Billy Joel does it or not, I don't know. I just saw it in a meme on Facebook. But
Yeah, I think it's badass. And as a concert lover, one of my pet peeves is the front row isn't there until 10 minutes into the show. Because they're like, I'm getting drinks, and he's not going to do Piano Man till the end anyway.
Right.
I'm like, respect the performer. Like, and there's these people that would love to have those seats.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's a cool thing.
So when we had been doing these shows via StreamYard, we were all in our little boxes at home in our own houses, and Jacob at his house would always have at least 2 pieces of memorabilia framed.
Yeah, things that are important to me.
Things, yeah.
So now I just started bringing them because I don't feel comfortable.
behind him on the wall. But we would also talk about them every show.
Yeah.
And so, because they did change, and because you were saying you have more of that shit than you have wall.
Yeah, so it rotates because I don't have a mansion.
Yeah, so what do you got today?
This fits really well with what Jason was talking about. This is a vinyl copy of the last, or hopefully not the last, but the latest Earth, Wind & Fire studio album, Now, Then, and Forever, and a copy of a signed ticket from when I went to see them last. They signed a ticket for me. I think your show should be called the Mac King Comedy Magic Show, Now, Then, and Forever. I think that might be good.
That's
Also,
a good idea.
one of the signatures on here is their trombone player, right? Earth, Wind & Fire is a huge band, like 11-piece band with.
Clint Holmes is quite an accomplished trombone player.
We should talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
But so Reggie Young, who's been playing trombone in Earth, Wind & Fire for like 35 years, he signed this, and he wrote Reggie Young, and he wrote trombone. And I think that
That's his astrological sign.
Right, yeah. Earth, Wind, Fire, and trombone. I was just saying, I think when you sign autographs at your show, you should write Mac King, magician.
Right? I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I love writing what you do.
Trying to
when
pick out Verdine's signature, but I can't.
It's a V. Yeah, you'd think he'd have a big flowery one, but that V right there is very, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He did not spend a lot of time with me. I believe he signed that without stopping walking. Verdine White, the bass player, one of the founders of it. Are you going to smash that as a
No,
joke?
but do you think that Mac should use the Now Then and Forever title for his show because he's been doing the same old tricks now
Exactly.
and then
It's to let people know
probably forever?
that the material is well worked in, and if you've been to the show before, don't expect to see anything new.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought you were getting at.
In the year 2000, I started at the Improv Showroom in Harrah's, Las Vegas.
Okay.
And in the main showroom, I met my friend Clint Holmes. I'd never met him before. And went and saw his opening night show, I believe. And over the 20 plus years since then, we've gotten to be closer and closer friends. And, you know, he may dispute this, but I mean, I feel like here comes my good friend Clint Holmes.
What part of it did I dispute?
That we're good friends.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Hi, everybody.
One of the great singers in all of the world, and especially in Las Vegas.
Thank you.
And-
I won't even argue. I'll just be gracious and say
Right.
thank you.
Yeah.
Which is funnier, arguing or not arguing?
Yeah, probably arguing, but you know.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
God, what was I had comments about some of the things you talked about. Now they're gone.
Did you-
I'll just bring them
Ned
up. as
Beatty?
Ned Beatty. Well, it's not really about Ned Beatty, but
Did you ever meet him?
No, I did
We're
not.
from the same hometown. I never met him. But-
The thing is, I read, I guess it was yesterday, and in the column that I read, it mentioned his agent, Deborah Miller, da-da-da. And I went, Deborah Miller was my agent in 1980 in L.A. at William Morris. And she's the one who sent me up for sitcoms. I was a singer, but she wanted me to do sitcoms. And she would send me up for and I didn't want to do them. And I didn't. But she would send me up, this, you know, the side would say, 35-year-old black doctor. So I'd go to the audition, I'd walk in and the casting director would go, no, it's a black guy, you know. I go, I know, but my agent set me up for this. Happened about 3 or 4 times. When I finally said to Debbie, I said, you know, they're not.
Can't send me
you're
for
not
anything.
gonna send
I can't
me
go
the
for a white guy.
I can't go for a black guy. So stop.
So you should explain to the viewers.
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't explain this.
I feel uncomfortable saying your racial heritage.
Why?
Well, I mean, it's.
You're like my
White
wife.
mansplaining.
But
Yeah.
but it's,
He is like your wife in many ways.
Yeah, well, my dad was black, my mom was white, so I'm somewhere in there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the joke in your show? That makes
There's so many. I don't know
Yeah.
which one do you like. First one I ever said was, my mother is a white British opera singer, my father's a black American jazz singer, which makes me Puerto Rican. That was the first one. Then I said for a while, my mother's a white British opera singer, my father's a black American jazz singer, which makes me Barack Obama. So that was for a while. Then my mother was in the audience one night when I said that, and she yelled, "I wish!"
Pretty
So I
great.
stopped using that.
I remember another one. This is the
Yeah.
thing you'll learn about me is that I remember everything I've
Okay.
ever heard. So I apologize for that. Seems creepy.
Well, it is creepy, but
Yeah, but there's no need to apologize.
yes, no need to apologize.
Mac and I went to see you, and you said I'm from a mixed parents. One was a man, one was a woman. that made me laugh really hard.
I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back. If I got to laugh, I'll bring it back. Yeah.
What are your favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire tunes?
After the love is gone.
That's
easy.
Written by David Foster.
Yeah, the band Santa Fe.
Yeah, here in town, the Horn Guys.
They do it. And I when I go, I always ask for it, which is obnoxious because they have their own. It's like they have their own program. After the love is gone. Oh God.
You're the king of
It's
Las
a
Vegas. You
Great
can request
song.
songs.
Yeah, right. It's a great song. They're a great band.
Beautiful ballad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob. I'd never seen him live, and we went 2 years ago.
I did the equivalent of when your mom finds out that you haven't cleaned your room and grabs you by the wrist and marches you in there. He said, "I've never seen Earth, Wind, and Fire." I went, "What? Come with me."
Yeah.
Like you gotta see Earth, Wind, and Fire.
This is obnoxious. The only time I ever saw him was in Monte Carlo, not the hotel, but in Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I went.
probably
They were
unbelievable.
performing in Monte.
It's the same as the Venetian.
It's the same.
I mean, they're an unbelievable 11-piece band with a great horn section, and Philip Bailey is 70 now, and he still has that 5-octave range.
Yeah,
You gotta just
I would
be
go
in the
see
room
them
with
anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it was really fun. I mean, when they started, I can't even remember what the opening song was. I was crying.
do.
Well, yeah, I know you do. Well,
Yeah. It was Sing a Song.
Yeah. So,
Sing a song. Yeah.
Just a song about being happy. And yeah, Mac was like crying. I leaned over, I'm like, why are you crying? He goes, I can't believe it's really them and they're really doing it.
Where was it?
it was
at the Venetian.
At the Venetian, okay.
Yeah,
Got
it was just such a delight because I mean I loved them but I never saw them live. So who did the intro on the? Well, the first time I heard that album, I think it was before 1980 because I listened to it in college. But just his voice, that guy's intro was. Presenting Earth, Wind, and Fire!
Speaking about openings of shows, I remember going to see Lionel Richie a while back, and
Here in town?
yeah,
Yeah.
and the lights are ballyhooing and the band is playing forever. I mean, like
it's like
literally,
an overture.
like 5 to 10 minutes, right? And after a while, you're going, okay, and then finally, you hear. Hello, is it me you're looking for? And the light hits him and he comes down. I went, okay, it was almost worth it. Almost worth it. Yeah.
You had done 9 minutes and then
9 minutes and then done that.
still excited until a minute ago. Yeah.
Yeah, great openings.
How do you ask to be introduced when you come on stage?
What's funny is here I don't get introduced. I just come out here.
Yeah.
Here. Other places they use my name generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just please welcome Clint
Please
Holmes.
welcome Clint Holmes. Yeah.
You use a credit from the 90s.
Yeah, I should do that.
You should use his. Please welcome the man that was on all 5 World's Greatest Magic Specials, Clint Holmes, because they're not going to check. Right?
Yeah, they're not gonna. And they don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
NBC. You got to put NBC because that sounds legit, right? That makes me sound like
Yeah.
I did something.
The NBC TV special, The World's Greatest Magic.
I like the David Blaine story. That's what I was thinking about him doing magic in the back of the room.
Yeah.
I saw Wolverine. What's the guy?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman in New York. He had a show like it wasn't a Broadway show. It was on Broadway, but it was him, right? In the second act, he
we saw
opened.
it. Yeah.
He opened out there in the audience. That was very cool.
It's the best.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, it
He's
was
got
good.
pipes, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's charming and he sings great and he can dance. I mean, he's like a guy. He's like a triple threat guy, for real.
Yeah.
For real,
Like paler Sammy Davis Jr.
Well, not that good.
Yeah, no.
Not quite as good
We
as
talk about
Sammy
this
Davis
on more than one episode because it's me, but nobody's as good as Sammy Davis Jr., right?
No one ever will be.
Everything. He could do everything.
Shouldn't say that. I don't know. Somebody might be, but yeah. Well, the thing about Sammy that was unique is that he was great at. A lot of people play 2 chords on a guitar, sit behind the drums, and go like that. I'm a drummer. Sammy was like recognized as a wonderful drummer. He obviously a great singer, a wonderful actor. World-class tap dancer. He did impressions. At the time, he was as good as anybody who did impressions. Turns out he was a wonderful actor. I mean, everything he did great.
Played jazz piano, gun twirling. You ever
Gun,
seen
gun
him
twirling,
play?
absolutely.
Yeah. I saw a clip of him. He's got his band behind him, and he goes over to the piano where his piano player is sitting down, and he says, "Do you mind if I sit down and play a little bit?" And the piano player goes, "I guess." And he goes, "You guess? I am your leader. Sinatra may be my leader, but I am your leader."
Two Sammy moments that I saw that I'll never forget. Both of them in New York, two separate shows. One, he was singing one of his big ballads, "I Gotta Be Me" or something, and he got to the end and his voice broke. I gotta be me, like that, right? And of course, he applauded anyway, and he stopped and he says, "Okay, wait, George, his musical director, take it from, letter B." Because I can't go out like that. I can't. This audience deserves. And he did it again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I sat there going, was that?
Yeah,
like,
right. That's
like, is that a
yeah.
trick? Or what? It worked. I mean, people stood
went-
and screamed.
Yeah,
right?
ape crazy, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. And the other one was another show he did where he finished a song and we applauded, and he turned his back and he walked back to the piano very slowly, and he took out a cigarette very slowly. And he lit it, and he poured a drink, and I sat there going, hasn't done anything for like 2 minutes, and we're all like this.
Yeah.
I went, okay. I mean, you know, when you turn your back on the audience, you better be doing something and it better be quick, right? He was just like, they're going to watch me. They're going to watch me smoke this cigarette. They're going to watch me pour this drink. They're going to watch me as long as I want to do it.
It's very self-aware, because there's
It's
nothing
great.
I want to do more than watch Sammy Davis Jr. smoke a cigarette.
I know. I was just like, as an entertainer, I went, look, he just did 2 minutes of nothing. And we, you know,
That's
we're like,
cojones.
that's charisma. And everything.
Yeah.
And he earned it. Yeah, he earned it.
But I mean, but even before he earned it, he could have done it, and
Yeah.
you still. I get the impression from watching him that you still would have been interested in watching him. He had that certain thing that people have. I mean, that certainly. I mean, I feel like you have it. And one of the things that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. When I go see the Clint Holmes show, I mean, you do a lot of new. You know, it changes a lot. You do a lot of different
New
songs,
material, songs, yeah.
different material, but. Even if you're doing, when I saw you at Harris, if it was the same show, basically, you know, 3 months later or whatever, you hadn't added a new song perhaps, but it still seemed like the first time.
Oh, I'll tell you what it is. I worked with Bill Cosby for years, right? Opened for Bill.
You
I
can't,
know, we're
you're
not
not allowed to say the name.
I know. Believe me, I know. But one of the things I learned from him is his persona is just who he is. You know, he'll walk out and he'll sit on a stool and he'll talk to you right. I used to stand back. When I'd open, I'd do my show. I'd walk off. He'd be backstage and he'd be like, I have dinner at 10 o'clock and ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. So you can, who you going? You can be in the dressing room. Yeah, I'll be in the dressing room. Bill Cosby. Okay, well, I'll see you at 10 o'clock. I'll be off the stage. How are you, folks? Good to see you. And he'd sit down. And it was just exactly the same. So I took that as, I could be that. I could be whatever the night was, whatever the moment was, whatever I thought of. I knew the songs I was going to sing, but I just decided, and I do it now, is that I'm just me. And so whatever comes into my mind to talk about oftentimes, besides the stuff that I talk about all the time, I just say. And luckily, I don't have to have a punchline because I have a song.
Right.
Yeah. A comic can't do that because if there's no punchline after a while, people are like, okay. But I can do that and then go to a song.
But I mean, I sort of feel like I have the same.
Yeah,
I do.
I think
You've got a trick to fall back on, or I know where this is going to go, and I don't mind some detours along the way. Right. And
that's what it is. Because I've seen you enough to know that's true with you, and I've seen you make yourself laugh, which is, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you'll say something and you'll laugh because it's not what you said last night, and it's what's in your mind right now.
But you can also, I don't know whether you do this, but I've also said stuff that didn't make me laugh that I laughed at anyway.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So that it's still pleasant for the audience.
Because you were talking. What made me think of that is that a trick of Sammy's, right? Did he
do that?
Did he do that?
I've never done that. Anything like that.
You never laughed at yourself more than one.
No.
When it wasn't spontaneous.
Never manufactured a moment.
I don't think so. God, a million shows. So yeah.
He's much more genuine than we are. We manufacture moments.
No, I'm trying. I don't know. I don't think I have. But then I don't know. On a night when I'm tired, I'm trying to get through it. I don't know.
Right.
A friend of mine has a similar story to your Sammy story that goes to this point. He saw the Temptations and the Four Tops on Broadway, two of my favorite groups, and I wish I'd been able to see them on that tour, but it was before my time. And the Four Tops are on stage. They're doing "I Believe in You and Me," this beautiful song with all these beautiful falsetto notes. And Levi, the lead singer, is hoarse that night. He goes for the first of those falsetto notes, and his voice cracks, and nothing comes out. And he dropped the mic on the stage and started cracking up laughing. Like he couldn't help himself but laugh. And when he composed himself, he turned to the musical director and said, "Let's try that again."
That sounds real.
Yeah, and nailed it. And the people went crazy. I think it was real, but he's also probably self-aware to go, if I look upset about this, that's not fun for the audience. So I'm going to look happy and like it's the funniest thing that's ever happened.
People like to feel like they're in on something.
No,
if
that's
you
right. They want to leave going, hey, I was at the show where whatever.
Yeah.
Where Sammy's voice cracked, or where Levi's voice cracked and he started laughing
He dropped the mic. Yeah.
and dropped the mic.
Tommy Tune. Yes.
Great
was
tap.
doing. Yeah. Was doing. what's this? SFX.
EFX.
EFX, right.
Yeah.
I had not moved here yet, but I was.
Oh, we talked about this.
Yes.
I don't know the story.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's doing the show, and I took my mother to see it, I think, the second time. So the first time I went, he's doing the show, and somebody yells out to him from the audience, Tommy, do you remember me? And he's like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't see, And she goes, I'm Marilyn, your first tap dance teacher. From Texas, from blah, blah, oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. And she says, come up here. And they go through this whole thing, right? And do you remember me? And she says, do you remember the first thing I taught you, the first little routine I taught you? And he goes, it was this, she goes, it was da. And he goes, yeah, da. And so they do it together. Like, it's a brief moment, but it's gorgeous, right? I mean, it's beautiful. And you go, oh, that was fantastic. I brought my mother to see the show a couple weeks later. Tommy, do you remember me? I can't see you in there. Yeah. Same bit.
Yeah.
So I go, okay, well, it worked. I mean, but I always think about it. Suppose my favorite story like that is Judy Garland, who lived on the precipice. I never saw her live, but I've seen enough of her know, and I know Liza, blah, blah, blah. It always seemed like, is she going to make it? Is she going to emotionally make it to the end of the song, to the end of this show, to the moment, because she's just all this, right? So Mel Torme goes to see her, and he comes backstage and he says, I have to tell you, that was one of the most incredible evenings. I'm coming back tomorrow night, and I'm bringing my wife, I'm bringing my family. And she says, don't. And he says, why not? She said, because it'll be the same old shit.
Wow.
But I mean, I sort of feel like that sometimes for my show.
You're thinking about that. I think that works as an Easter egg for going back to your show. Oh my God, that happened this show. He can make that happen both shows. Like, I think that's the way people react to that. I haven't checked with everyone as they're leaving your theater, but I think I'm going to start doing that.
It's not my theater, it's Clint Holmes. Actually, I'm not in that theater anymore.
Yeah.
So I laugh at the same thing over and over again, and I sometimes wonder why. I think I laugh because they laugh. I think, like, my mother's white British opera saying, my father, punchline. They laugh, which makes me laugh.
Right.
It's not a fake laugh. It's a reaction to the fact that they're
that's
laughing.
right. I mean, it's fake is the wrong word, right? I mean, it's not. But you're in the moment, right?
Right.
And but it's.
Yeah.
It's such a weird balance of.
When Earl and I, who is our mutual friend, were doing our show together.
Oh, he did the show a long time ago. This show.
Ow. Mm-hmm. Come on, white people. Jump in here with me.
Not gonna happen. Can
So,
you
Earl,
sing so well?
Yeah, I know you asked him way before me. Anyway, we would say to each other the same things, but we would always laugh because for some reason they were funny because they were mainly organic. Whatever we said on the show was something that we said to each other. That's funny. Let's say it again tomorrow night, right? And so we would genuinely laugh at the same stuff every night. So I think that if it's funny to us, it's funny to us.
You want to see a trick?
I always want to see a trick.
So we.
Are you doing that trick or with the trick that has a history on this show?
Yeah, the trick that I was going to do a card trick.
Do I need my glasses? Or
No, I don't think so.
Right
I mean,
here,
you
okay.
can you
Yes.
like tell those cards apart?
I can tell they're red.
Okay.
and black, yes.
Yeah, I even brought that out.
wondered
You'll
what that was
actually
for.
keep that in front of you. I'm going to have you. You're the designated dealer.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Great.
I've done this trick on this show twice. I
King
did it for
forever
Earl.
and always.
I did it for Earl.
Okay.
Completely fucked it up.
The king of clubs.
Well, shit. It was via Zoom, right? And
Oh, okay.
So I was trying to this,
to blame
you know, I'm like,
Earl.
all right, I'm
Yeah, all right. I think,
what's that?
I said, we didn't think to blame Earl.
Yeah, it was Earl's fault.
Yeah,
It was Earl's
he
fault.
fucked it up.
No, it was my. I know what I did, and then we did it with
We tried to do it with
Misbehave. Do you know
Yeah.
her? Yeah.
I don't, but I know the show.
Yeah, so she's great, and so I said, "Can I show you a card trick?" She said, "No, I'd rather you didn't."
I will always be happy to see a card trick if it is relevant to the evening I'm having. So whenever I am playing poker, you can show me a fucking card trick. But if not, how about a drink trick? a cigarette trick, or a pen trick, a computer trick, or a piece of paper trick. And
All
I
right,
will
well,
put
fuck
together
off. We're
an
not going to do a card trick.
Holy shit! So I get to be
you're the next non-magician, and I think we'll start with you and just pass it around, maybe.
You want me to be involved?
Yeah, I want everybody, maybe. I
Okay.
think I'm going to try not to touch the cards, but you shuffle those up.
This could go. I don't know. How can I shuffle them however I want? Or
Yeah, you shuffle them however you
I gotta
however
learn to
Clint
do
wants.
that. No, I can't. Don't ask me.
And
to shuffle.
while he's shuffling, I
Yes.
want you to consider this. I want
Okay.
you to think of a card. But think about it, because a lot of people say Ace of Spades,
Right,
Queen
right,
of
right,
Hearts.
right,
Those
right.
are the two mainly named cards. But so name. Think
Think
about
of
it.
whatever.
And but say it out loud to the people.
Oh, 9 of spades.
9 of Spades is a very obscure card. I mean,
It's not
a popular card.
It's not
Yeah.
a popular card. It's not a popular card. It's not Ace of Spades. It probably goes Ace of Spades, Queen of Hearts. What would you say next? I
Ace
think
of
Jack of Spades, but I don't know. But regardless,
Sevens are popular.
sevens are popular. All right.
am I supposed to still be shuffling? Or?
You can shuffle or not shuffle. Are you done?
Okay, so that was a good choice.
9 of
right?
Spades is a good choice. So hand them over to Jason.
Okay, that's all I get to do.
That's all. You're the shuffler.
All right.
And you, sir,
I'm the dealer.
you're the dealer.
right?
But we should have. How's your shuffling skills?
Oh,
Do
no.
you need a table to shuffle?
I can't shuffle even
Can
with
you
a
just
table.
cut them and mix them up a little
can-
bit? I want you to be able to mix the cards up.
I really can't.
Now he's
by the way.
Yeah.
Right?
You've seen
Just
me play
mix them.
poker.
Well,
I can't-
you
I'm
want
the
the
guy
table,
who's
or
like,
you just
just mix them up.
Just mix them up.
Just mix them up. It doesn't really
And,
matter.
and while
in
you're
what
mixing,
way.
I want you to
Okay, mix 'em up.
I want you to think of a number between 1 and 52, because you have 52 cards there, I assume.
I don't know. I haven't counted.
Well, I wouldn't count them if I
You're
were
in
you.
your pocket. You're the one that's supposed to know.
Yeah.
All right.
And
you're the. What am I
not
supposed to do
touching
now?
them. So take those
Think
cards.
of a number, any
Yeah, but,
number.
say it out. You can say it out loud if you like.
Between 1 and 52.
1 and 52, but keep in mind that we're going to have to deal that number of cards.
Okay.
So what do you
12.
got? 12. Oh, that's a good one. So if you would, sir,
Yeah.
you named, what was the card?
9 of spades.
And then you also named
12.
12. So shuffled. You're the designated dealer. And I would like for you to deal down to the 12th card, if you would, sir.
12 cards.
Just right there. 1,
You guys count.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9, 10, 11,
11,
12.
12.
Where do I put these?
Yeah, I'll take them. I'll put them back here. So pretty fair.
Totally fair.
You named any card. For the folks at home, we didn't arrange this. I didn't say, hey, Clint, when you come on the show, right? I named the 9 of Spades and
No.
12. You didn't.
No.
You didn't. You weren't. You didn't shuffle.
I would've prepared something cooler.
These are all. Yeah, and you saw that they were all different. Mm-hmm. You dealt down. You
Well, I
watched
didn't
it.
see that they were all different, but I
Well, I asked you if you could see the
Oh,
numbers
you did.
and
Yes.
all
Okay.
that right
okay.
at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Then.
So that's the 12.
So that's the 12th card there.
Yes.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. And that's it.
So if you'd said 11, what would he have had?
Ace of
Oh,
spades.
Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
And 10 would have been
6 of diamonds.
6 of Diamonds, and 13 would have been the 5 of Hearts.
Yep.
But you said 9 of Spades.
I did.
Let's see. I think I got it this time.
Hey!
Oh!
Finally worked.
Hey! Finally worked.
We can't tell you.
Wow.
I was not confident that he was not going to screw that up. I feel like
You
there
were
was
not confident.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these. Yeah.
That's
Wow.
pretty fantastic.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you.
So that's a.
It works one. It
One
works
out of 3
one out
times.
of 52 times, and it happened to work the 3rd time.
So I mean, just for a bit of.
You know, wait, I want to think about that for a second.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you
want
can
to
give
think
him the
about.
cards if you want. I mean,
no,
like,
no, no.
yeah.
Because I am here, and I I know you shuffled them, and I'm going to assume you weren't in on doing anything to help him.
I think that's why I had you shuffle as well, right? Because that would eliminate.
Yeah, because
that.
You were the
right.
last shuffler.
Right,
That's
true.
why
Yeah.
I
I did that.
I wanted you to. That's why I was
remember
asking if you could do that. Right.
And you dealt right off the top. I watched
Yeah,
that.
you can rewatch the video too.
Yeah, and yes, that's pretty amazing.
It's kind of a, it's the classic trick. The magicians call it card at any number. It's like, what would, if you had actual powers, what would the most impossible thing? Because you made every choice.
Yeah.
And
And we're the last guy to mix them. So I mean, your
Yeah.
mixing determined
Yeah.
define
So
it.
they're
Well,
in that
that's true.
they're in that specific order, and then so if you had done anything differently, the outcome would have been different, and yet the outcome.
Yeah, if you'd said the 6 of hearts,
Uh-huh.
or if you'd said 22, or if you had shuffled differently at the end.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's kind of a
all those
cerebral-
things.
That's why it's. I mean, obviously, it's a trick, but it's so.
No, not
good.
this one.
No.
Can you imagine if Mac had think about it this way: if Mac had real powers,
Yeah.
and that's the fucking shit he used it for.
I know. Come on, man.
What a waste! Like, yeah. Feed some hungry people.
Yeah, right.
Get home.
Give me a gig.
Hey, thanks for watching part 1 of our interview with Clint Holmes. Tune in next week, where Clint does something that no one has done in any of the 20 shows we've taped so far. You'll be amazed. We're going to close, as we do every week, with a quote from our good friend George Clint. One fun at a time, that's all I'm saying. One fun at a time, that's all I'm playing. There are so many funny things to do. I'll be around. I'll be around as long as fun is. See you next week. Don't everybody leave.
Okay, you tell them. All right, you ready to go. Hey, hit the button to subscribe, okay? He said it.